Welcome back, Shallon Gators. Today we are going to talk about Lily Allen, who I hate. I hate this one. I mean, hate's a strong word, and that's why I used it. I cannot stand this person. I have a story about her that I will tell you that is it going to color the entirety of this video? Yeah. And you know what? Maybe someone here will learn something, and maybe that someone is Lily Allen, and maybe that lesson is don't be mean to someone who's going to go on to be a YouTube creator. Anyway, we're going to talk about Lily Allen. Yeah, because exactly, who the fuck is she? She's not famous, like nobody really cares. But she's in a scenario that a lot of us find ourselves being pitched. An open relationship. It's some edgelord Brooklyn trustafarian who's telling us that we're just so unevolved for not wanting to be in an open relationship. And OMFG, this is actually the solution to all of society's problems. And that he's just figured it out, you know? Like he's just so evolved and smart and not part of like the normies who can't figure out like polygamy. He can, and he's gonna bring you with him. The only place a man is going to bring you when he wants an open relationship is hell. We're gonna break it all down. But before we do, speaking of hell and speaking of hate, girls, it's Evil Week. It's Evil Week. Evil Week is here. And this year, congratulations, you've been accepted into the school for sociopaths. What the School for Socios is an opportunity for you to live a life that is better by clipping the guilt that is weighing you down. I truly had no idea how many of you out there are ruled by guilt. Guilt from your family, guilt from your culture, guilt about your past, guilt about the future, guilt about your parenting, guilty about being a daughter, about wanting to look good and be sexy and take time for yourself. The relentless pressure to people please to the point that you don't even understand that this isn't actually your personality. You think, well, this is just how I am. This is just what I like to do. Is it? Do you? Or are you the result of some very skillful social psyops? Well, I'm not, because I don't feel guilt. I feel a lot of things. That's not one of them. And it hasn't been for a very long time. And guess what? My life is amazing. My life is amazing because I live my life for me. Can you say the same? Who do you wake up every morning hoping to please? For me, it's this chicken, it's the man in the mirror. It's just me and the dog. So if you look around your life and you don't see the results you want, if you're burnt out, if you're bitter, if you can feel yourself in this relentless victim narrative and you know it, but you don't know how to get out of it or where to start, you start with me. You start with the School for Sociopaths. Evil Week will never steer you wrong. This is truly, I think, the best Evil Week I've ever done. It's so deep. There's so much to it. And each lesson, you get a downloadable that you can edit and type right in there, PDF of journal prompts to help you go really even deeper into those lessons. And you can print it out. Like I said, you can write right in there. It's your homework because that's what happens in school. So the first video is available here on YouTube, and you can binge the whole thing exclusively inside the Shallontourage. Plus, you get access to our amazing worldwide group chat with hundreds of alpha females from around the world. We're going even deeper into these topics and anything else. Join me. School's in session, and your wicked headmistress is here to help. Be a good girl. Lily Allen. Lily Allen. So first of all, who is Lily Allen? Excellent question. I asked myself that way back in the 2000s when I was a new journalist in New York City. It was my first editorial job for a men's magazine called FHM. It was kind of like Maxim. They're not around anymore, but it was so much fun. And I was kind of like on the music beat. And so I had to interview Lily Allen. I cannot impress upon you enough the fact that she was not that famous even then. She's like her dad's someone famous, you know, it's like, who cares? But she was having like a good bit of success. She had that song Smile that kind of had a moment. And I had actually listened to her album a lot. And it had helped me get through a breakup. And this is something you should know about journalism. Like, if you have like a cadre of reporters or editors and people who interview a celebrity, if you have one person who's like, oh my God, I read their book, it was so good, your boss is gonna be like, oh, well then you take the interview. You want somebody who has a personal connection to the thing you're interviewing that celebrity about. Their movie, oh my God, we love this director. The book, the album, the whatever. because it makes for a better interview. And you want a reporter to be able to sit in front of a celeb and be like, hey, this thing that you did, we loved it. We all read it. I got so much out of it. It softens a celebrity up because this is a creation they're putting out in the world. And 99 times out of 100, they're like, really? Thank you. When you guys meet me, and I'm like, who am I? I'm a potato on the internet. And you're like, oh, this video really helped. I'm like delighted when you text me a comment like that, put it in a video, I screenshot it and I send them to my mom. I'm like, look, I'm doing something in this world. I'm delighted. Lily Allen is not this person. I get on the phone with her. Again, a C-lister. And I'm very professional, you know. I said, just to let you know, I said, Lily, I just want to say, I might have even called her Ms. Allen. Just to let you know, like, this album just meant so much to me personally. It really helped me through a breakup. It's beautifully written. Thank you so much. Do you know what this person says to me? Why the fuck will I care if you like this album? Who even are you? You know who I am, sweetheart? A chick who's not in an open marriage getting cheated on. What kind of lunatic says something like that? And this is what I always say about celebrities that I've encountered and they're rude to me. We are both at work right now. I wasn't coming up to you after your fucking pap smear and like interrupting a family occasion. Your publicist set this up, begged us for the interview. We had plenty of people to put in that magazine. We did not need you. Knew the questions ahead of time. Very appropriate, very softball, whatever. I'm doing my job. You, the celebrity, need to do your job. And I say this because there is this empathy for celebrities when they're rude to a reporter. You guys, maybe they just have stage fright. Maybe they don't then they're in the wrong fucking job. They can go work at Jimmy John's. They can go work at Jimmy John's. No one has a gun to their head forcing them to be a celebrity. There's plenty of other people writing albums, auditioning for things, trying out for this team. If they don't like what comes with this job, be on your way. No one's making you be here. We have to stop normalizing celebrities being rude to reporters on red carpets unless the thing that a celebrity is asking is just so insanely out of pocket. But 9 times out of 10, that's actually not when they're rude. That's not when it makes the headlines. When they're just rude. And she was so rude to me. And also, like, I was sharing something like a little vulnerable, like, oh, it was a breakup. It really helped me. Hey, why would I care? You know what, sweetheart? I don't know why we'd care. I don't know why the rest of us would care to write about your bullshit ass album. And I wrote a scathing interview. It was not kind. I wish I could find it. It like predates the internet probably, but like, yeah. So I hate her and I have wished upon her a lifetime of micro miseries, stubbed toes, hair falling out in clumps, things like that, you know? Not like, oh, she gets hit by a car. No, it's not that deep. But just I don't want that woman to be happy. And yay me, just in time for Evil Week, it seems that she is not, okay? So Lily Allen has just dug herself deeper and deeper over the years with like increasingly unlikable interviews. I think she did one where she said she had like 7 abortions or something. Girl, keep it to yourself, write it in your diary. Do we need to crowdfund you for a Hello Kitty diary? And now, turns out, her relationship, her marriage to Stranger Things star, yeah, this fucking guy, was an open marriage and he cheated. Now you might be asking yourself a good question. How do you cheat in an open marriage? Because for the rest of us who understand what commitment is, and we understand that when you pick a partner, you do have to make a choice between all the strange out there, all the D1 athletes, all the strippers, all the whoever, and this person. That all of the stability and the love and the focus and the commitment they give you, guess what? You have to give something back. You have to have some skin in the game on that. And that skin, chiefly, is your sexual exclusivity, right? So we, as being sane and rational people, look at her situation. We're like, what do you mean you cheated in an open relationship? This doesn't make sense. You know why that doesn't make sense? Because this entire scenario doesn't make sense. So this is what, I'm not going to bore you with all the receipts, but basically some poor bastard reporter had to go through her new album. Like, stop. Stop. This to me is the equivalent of finger painting. Stop. Nobody cares. Had to go through her album and like pull out all the little subtweets, not so subtweets, just statements she made about her marriage. And it seems like she claims like this dude was basically a sex addict. There was no romance after they got married, which by the way was a quickie Vegas chapel thing in 2020. And that the arrangement for an open marriage went something like this, according to her lyrics. Be discreet and don't be blatant. There had to be payment. It had to be with strangers. You wrote this? These are lyrics to you? Was it just sex or is there emotion? Why won't you tell me what her name is? This is outrageous. What is she, famous? These words barely rhyme, Lily. Go back to bed. You took someone shopping there May 24. You bought her a handbag. It wasn't cheap. I was in London, probably asleep. So clever. So look, let's summarize this. Seems like their arrangement was basically you can sleep with hookers. You can sleep with hookers, right? But you cannot catch feelings. People in open relationships are adorable. They're adorable. The way a toddler is adorable when he's like, toot toot, I'm a file man. Are you Brayden? You're invited. You invited. That's how adults sound. They're like, I'm in an open relationship and we're really happy. I'm like, toot toot. That's all I hear is toot toot. That's all I hear. You got a sticker. I'm a fireman. You know what, Brayden? You're not a fucking fireman. And if my house is on fire, I'm not sending Mr. Chicken Tendy like a 4-year-old in. I'm not doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, but that 4-year-old, he believes it. I am man. I'm Paw Patrol. What is Paw Patrol? Defund Paw Patrol. I'm sick of hearing about it. My friends' kids, my God. But they say it with such conviction, right? They say it with such conviction. And so do people in an open relationship. And they say it with this smugness that, you know what? All you sad, pathetic normies, right? You know, you're just not evolved. You're just so far beneath us intellectually. We are just so enlightened. Our consciousness is just so deep, right? That we have figured out monogamy. We have figured out the thing that humans have been trying to figure out literally since humans existed, which is passion versus responsibility. Passion versus responsibility. Is this not the age-old tension? This is the ultimate tension. This is the ultimate tension. It is the thing that infects the entirety of our life. Passion or responsibility. I really want queso. I want queso so bad, I will drink it when it comes out of the kitchen here at Fiesta Mexicana. But I do be wanting to be thin. So I want to just stay home all day and binge watch The Summer I Turned Pretty, but I got to pay my bills, so I got to go to work. Is that a water polo team that's staying at our hotel on this girls' trip? The Dartmouth water polo team. U.S. Olympic trial water polo. But I have a man who I love and I'm devoted to. Passion versus responsibility. And these open marriage fucks are going to tell you, I know how to drink queso and stay thin. I know how to stay home and binge watch Netflix shows and still make 6 figures. I know how to do it. If someone told you that, you'd be like, I don't think that you do. Or you think that you do, and you are cruising for a bruising. You are careening towards a brick wall. Keep going with the queso. Keep going with the queso. We'll see you in about 25 pounds. Sure, stay home. Keep feeding your boss some excuse. Those paychecks are going to stop. And if we can look at that in every other instance where passion versus responsibility comes up and be like, yeah, you got to make a choice. This is life. But no. In the ultimate category, the absolute biggest place that could ever show up, literal passion, literal responsibility to your marriage vows. Oh, no, we've actually fixed it in this category. Shut the fuck up. I had a friend whose Brooklyn boyfriend was trying to talk her into an open relationship. And they were in therapy because no shit. Because when someone tries to say, I love you, I'm devoted to you, but I also want to stick my penis in other people, you get cognitive dissonance. You get cognitive dissonance. And so where do you go? When your brain is like, what the fuck? No, this doesn't make sense. But your partner's saying, yes, it does. You go to therapy. Because that's what therapy is for. That's what therapy is for. When what you know on the inside is not matching how you're behaving, you're going to a therapist to tell you which way to go. You don't need to go to a therapist. Just go inside yourself. You know which way to go. If you don't, come to me. I'll straighten your ass out like a piece of wire. And she went to a therapist, and the therapist is like, there's only one way an open relationship goes. And she's like, what? She's like, you break up. You either recommit and reaffirm monogamy, but I'm going to tell you, once you know your boyfriend is already out fucking other people and wants that and has been doing that, it's really hard to trust that person again. You cannot put the genie back in the bottle. You cannot put this vase back together once it's been smashed. But sure, that's an option, recommitting to the relationship, or you break up. And my friend was like, so there's no examples of long-term open relationships. She's like, no. No, there's not. Any that you see, one person is in misery. One person is in misery. Because if they're not, if everyone's chill with this, then what exactly is what is a relationship to you then? What's a relationship? And it's always so funny to me when I've met these people who are in like open marriages especially. And they're like, we're so alternative. Really? Because you did the most alternative thing ever. You did the most normie thing ever, which is you got married. Why did you get married if you weren't going to respect it? You don't have to. My God, this isn't the 1885 Victorian era. Like, you don't have to get married, bro. Just don't. Just go be single. But that's the thing. You don't want to be single. You want to drink your queso and have a six-pack. You want the stability and the comfort and the routine of a partner, but none of the responsibility. Don't we all? Don't we all? Like, come on. Don't we all? If that was an option that was available, yeah. Maybe we wouldn't be out sleeping with a bunch of people. It might not be sexual, but it's like when your boyfriend's pissing you off, don't you wish you could just call up your ex and be like, hey, let's go to dinner tonight. He always treated me so well. He bought me so many nice things. He understood my career. He loved my family. We had the same goals. Don't you wish you could just outsource whatever it is your man isn't giving to you? Yeah, no shit. But you don't. You understand that it's an all-in or an all-out thing. And the people who say that this is beneath them or this is unevolved are literally just clowns. And they are gaslighting you into thinking otherwise. They are a charlatan, being like, oh, smoke and mirrors. I have come up with this miracle cure for this disease of monogamy. Just drink it. Just drink it. Just drink it. And you know, when I see people who are in an open relationship and they're leading with this smugness, all I see is the weakest person in the room. I see someone who is so relentlessly gaslighting themselves that now they're trying to gaslight me. And they're trying to convince me that they are evolved. Babe, I see you for what you are. You are scared to death. You are absolutely scared to death to admit that this relationship isn't working. This man that I'm in love with, this woman that I married, they don't know what commitment is. And I didn't know that they didn't know. They acted like they knew. Turns out they don't. And I'm scared to face the music and be like, guess what, everyone? And more than that, I'm afraid to be alone. I've been single and I've been in a relationship with someone who does not have my back. Someone who is not at the level of commitment, right? We all have. Being single, you're like lonely. Being in a relationship like that where you think you have a partner, but you don't. It's like lonely on radioactive steroids, on meth, orbiting the earth. Like it's in a whole different stratosphere of misery to the point that we don't even have a word for it yet. We don't even have a word for that feeling of being alone while you are with someone. It's so awful. It is so awful. When you're actually single, yeah, you're bored, you're lonely, you want someone for sure. But no one is gaslighting you. You are not doing things and enduring things that just go against literally your DNA as a woman, And I'm sorry, as a man. You want other men having sex with your wife. You want that. And what I love about people in open relationships is they're like, oh, no, but we have rules. Oh, do you? You know what? Rules always work so well with matters of the heart. Why didn't you say so at the beginning? Because we all know that that's exactly how the heart works, based on rules, not emotion. Like, for example, if you're jealous, if I tell you, hey, don't be jealous, you just like aren't anymore. I know. And also on the other side, if you have the ick for a guy, and I'm like, wait, why do you have the ick? He's great. You should want to have sex with him. Suddenly, just hot pants. Hot pants. It just, see, when you just tell someone, hey, this is how you're supposed to feel, OMG, it works. Duh. The heart is a contract-based muscle. Need another example? When guys have an emotional affair, right? Like, so we all know that when a man cheats, what we want to know is, did you love her? Did you love her? When a woman cheats, the man is like, did you fuck him? Because like biologically, when a woman is actually sleeping with another man, a guy, the partner cannot come back from that because on a biological level, he can no longer trust that any offspring would be his. Like that is how deep that goes. Even if they're not having kids, it doesn't matter. Like that hardwiring just comes to life. We, on the other side, were like, so you love her? And that to us, from a caveman standpoint, means you're not going to protect our offspring and us. And so if the winter comes, if a saber-toothed tiger comes to the cave, you're going to save her and you ain't going to save us. I'm going to be a human shield for your fucking mistress. It comes down to like survival of the species, either a man's progeny or our life and our child. So tell me about your rules again. Bushwick guy? DJ Shaman? Yeah, no, tell me about this. You figured this out. I love it. I love to hear this, yeah. They're fucking rules. They're fucking rules. And here's the thing. No matter how permissive the rules are, a man will break them because that is literally the point. It's not hunting if it's allowed. It's not a thrill if it's permitted. So you're actually doing worse if you're like, well, you can fuck a girl, but you have to pay her and you can't give her your name. He's gonna, even if that's like the 99th percentile permission, he's gonna be like, that 1%. To get that like, that feeling of satiation, of hunting, of being a predator, he's gonna have to find the percentage he's not allowed to be in, and he's gonna have to go there. And this is not all men, obviously. This is like weird fucks like this dude who need this high, who need the high of constant new tail. This isn't just all guys, no. So if you're in an open relationship, you had better be like, you can look at a girl, but that's about it. And so then he's gonna be like, oh my God, I touched her hand. I'm such a bad boy. You think that you're doing right by your relationship and doing a good thing by making the permission at the 5-yard line, it's so much worse. It's so much worse. Here's an alternative. Don't give him any fucking permission at all. And the second a man asks you for some or brings this up, your response is, hey, yeah, I think you should sleep with whoever you want. You just won't live here anymore. I want you to be happy. Go put your body parts inside the body parts of others. You just will never put those parts inside my parts again. And here's what guys might come back with. You know, I'm just trying to share my feelings. I'm just trying to be honest with you. I never, first of all, wanted to know these things about you. And my friend Kelly has an amazing phrase. She's like, I don't want an honest man. I want a good man. And sometimes those are one and the same. Sometimes they're not. Do I actually need to know if I look old or if I look fat? No, I don't. So if I ask, you better know the answer. I don't want to know that you needed to fuck the waitress tonight. I don't want to know that you still jerk off to your ex-girlfriend. I don't want to know. That's not a good man. Well, hey, I'm just being honest. Fuck you and your honesty points. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. I am not in the habit of giving out gold stars for honesty if that honesty hurts me directly. You want me to reward you for hurting me? You want me to reward you for bringing to me this insane idea that goes against everything that keeps me in this relationship. Commitment, stability, trust, predictability. And I'm supposed to be like, yay! Whoa. Like when they cheat and they tell you about it, just leave. Just be on your way. I don't need to know. Go. I have to tell you about someone I know in an open marriage. You know who I'm talking about. If you're in the Shallon entourage, you know this story. It's a boy I met, and his wife is an obvious lesbian. His wife is obviously a lesbian. She's bisexual and exploring this side of her personality. It was her idea to open the marriage. Never a good thing. And the first person she goes for is not like, ooh, like a fun, sexy threesome. It is a lesbian. I mean, like Justin Bieber, Ellen DeGeneres lesbian. Lesbian. Okay? I've hooked up with girls. I used to consider myself bisexual. I mean, sure, whatever. Like, I shouldn't have even ever said anything, but like, whatevs. That's not who I was going for. Because if I was going to go for someone that like dykey, honestly, I'd go for a man. Like a man was on the table, and this chick, a man is in her home, and he's very hot, very masculine. Like, she is a lesbian. And I'm like, Brian, you gotta like come to terms with this. And he's like, no, this is like the best, because then I get to sleep with whoever I want, and she's happy, and we come home, and once a month we have the best sex ever. I'm like, did you say once a month? Considering she's getting no dick anywhere else. It's like when you go to a party and they only serve appetizers and you come home and you like, I need a real meal. You go get a burger on the way home. You're like, I'm technically kind of full off of all of those pigs in a blanket and cheese cubes, but I need to feel like I ate. That's what it's like. She don't want your meat. That's not a good thing. And I said, I will see you in 2 months, and you will be deleting these tweets. You will delete this tweet, right? So to speak. And sure enough, he's like, oh God, you were right. I'm in love with this girl who I've been dating, and my wife knows about I'm in love with her. And I said, well. First of all, of course I'm right. Like, I'm always right. You know, cut it out. Obviously, I'm always right. I said, what did we learn? And he's like, I'm going to have to give up the mistress. I said, why? If you love her, your wife is a lesbian. She's a lesbian, Ryan. And he's like, I'm too embarrassed to admit that we were wrong about this open relationship thing. I'm like, listen, it sucks to have to make a U-turn. It sucks. It's embarrassing for sure, but it's worse to keep driving in the wrong direction. The longer you drive in the wrong direction, the longer it's going to take you to get to the right place. Like, this is advice I would give a 5-year-old. He's still in that marriage, and it will eventually end. And I told him that. I'm like, eventually you and your wife will divorce, and you will have also lost this other girl. So I hope this is worth it. Listen, no one has hacked this yet. No one has fixed monogamy. No one has fixed monogamy, and we can sit here and say the penis, you know, they're just spreading, it's men, they're designed to spread their seed, it's a need. Okay, well, do you know that the shape of the penis, like the shape, do you know what it's designed like that for? To pull out the semen that was in there before them. Kind of tells me we're meant to be hoeing also. Everyone's out here meant to be hoeing, right? That a woman takes in tons of different sperm and she picks from the best. Only the strongest survive. That's why it's crazy to me that there's like doctors who are like, oh, lazy sperm. We help with sperm motility. You should help with divorce. That man shouldn't be procreating. Sorry. If his sperm can't swim to the egg, Jesus, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. We are so fucking upside down in this world right now. There's like nanobots that go into like semen or something and help the sperm like get to the egg. Like, you can do it, little guy. You want to have a... No. Anyway. There's plenty of like science that says we should all just be hoeing. But the heart is what has the final say. The heart is what has the final say. Not the shape of things, you know? It's the heart. And if you don't want that, if someone doesn't want that, if they want to go based on the shape of things and the urge to spread the seed, that's great. Don't get married. Don't be in a relationship. The selfishness and the hubris, the selfishness of men to suggest these things, or I'm sorry, women. I don't give any more passes to a woman who is saying this to a man. It's a ghastly thing to tell your partner. And I had a friend who told her husband, I think I want an open relationship. And he said no. And I looked at her, I said, then your marriage is over. She's like, no, I mean, you know, that's fine. We just won't do it. I said, your marriage is over and it's over today. Guess when he decided to go out and meet a new woman? That day. You cannot put that genie back in the bottle. You bring that up, it's done. You're done. You're done. Because now you've showed your ass and now your partner knows you're not happy here. And if you had your druthers, you'd be out hoeing. And what they're giving to you doesn't add up to a hill of beans. Doesn't really add up to all that much. There are needs they are not meeting. And there are consequences for not meeting your partner's needs. Absolutely. And that consequence is you leave. That consequence is the relationship ends. The consequence is not someone sticks around and tortures the other person forever. Someone gaslights them and bullies them and belittles them and cajoles them and convinces and sweet talks them into a situation that is never equal. It might start, oh, this is so much fun, until one person actually catches the feelings, until one person breaks the rules, because that's the whole point, is the illicitness of it. That's the whole point, is we're doing something. The whole point is you can't tell me what to do. I am above the law. I'm above the laws of society. Fuck marriage. Fuck your bullshit ass rules for marriage. And guess what, wifey? I'm above your law too. I'm just not going to let you know that yet. But you're going to see it on the credit card receipts. You're going to see it in the text messages. You're going to see when some other chick shows up pregnant. That's the whole point. The destruction is the point. The gluttony is the point. And of course no one's going to say this at parties in Bush. And of course no one's going to say this at parties in Brooklyn. 5th floor walk up. No, they're not going to say this. They're always going to spin a power trip over you as evolution. Oh, you don't get it? Ugh, wow. Wow. You're just so unevolved. She doesn't get it. I don't want to get it. And actually, I do get it. I very much get what you're about. Be on your way. You're free. You're free. If I'm not enough, go find less. I don't care. Because I would rather be alone and whole and not being traumatized by someone's maladjusted son than gaslighting myself, being my own co-conspirator and pretending that I'm okay in a situation that doesn't work for me. Why would you say this to yourself? Do you honestly think that you cannot replicate this love that you have? Isn't that rather the point, that you don't replicate this dynamic? You really think that you can't find another man out there who wants to fuck other women? You really think you can't do that? You gotta raise the bar. We wonder why men like this and concepts like this proliferate and why they don't go away. It's because we allow them to. Behind every insane man is a woman standing there saying, I think that this is fine. Behind the audacity is one of us giving the blowjobs to the audaciousness. If we all held the line and were like, no, 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 they would stop. Or they would simply write these things down in their diary and they would never bring them to our doorstep. They would never bring them into the light of day. They would recognize that this is toxic. There is something wrong with this. I should seek help. And I should not be in a relationship while I'm trying to sort it out. But no, we have to just be a soft repository for anything a man wants to bring up. Well, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't want to hear your weird perversions that hurt me directly. Say it to your friends, say it to your priest, say it to your therapist. And when everyone else of sanity and dignity that you know has signed off on this as being kind of okay, then you can come to me. But you won't ever get there because no one else is going to give you that many okays. No, your family is not going to be like, absolutely. Yeah. Your happily married and committed friends? No. People you respect? No. Your religious leaders? No. Your therapist? No. Men don't need to start with us. They need to end with us. We are the final boss. We are the goddess on the throne. What do you have for me? What is your idea? What are your secrets? And I want a sanitized ass version of that. I don't want to hear something that directly contradicts the promises he's made to me. No. Because if they're not giving you sexual fidelity, they're not giving you anything. They're not giving you anything. And girl, that's just the foundation. That is certainly not our only definition of fidelity, right? Not even close. I want someone who's financially faithful, that I can trust them with my money and our future. I want someone who is what I call familially faithful. They're devoted to me and to my family and to the needs of my family as I am devoted to them. I'm devoted to their sister. I'm devoted to their family's health. If they need help, I'll put my resources. I'll move them in with us, whatever. I want someone who is devoted and faithful to their own health. I don't want to stay married to you if you smoke and you vape and you eat yourself to death and you don't work out. No, you're now a liability to me. Sexual fidelity? I thought we had all agreed on that though. Because you can make arguments against any of those. Hey, his money is his money. Why should you have to care about his family? His body, his choice. I disagree. I demand those boxes to be checked. But again, I thought the one we all were agreeing on was don't fuck other people. But no, now also not that. Then what is a relationship? How does that differentiate you from my friend? I don't clock who my friends are sleeping with. I mean, kind of, because I want them to sleep with the best people ever. But you know what I mean. No. You are better off alone. We need to make a word for the feeling of aloneness within a relationship. That feeling of self-betrayal. It's self-abandonment. It's self-abandonment. Sure, men are going to betray us. But when we are like, okay, we have then abandoned ourselves. And so when you finally emerge out of these relationships, you know who you're angry at? Yeah, him. You're angry at yourself. Whether this is an open relationship or any other sort of abandonment. When you date down, when you settle, that resentment, it festers on you, and that guilt keeps you from moving forward and making better decisions going forward. Fuck you, Lily Allen. To wrap this up, we're going to talk more about Guilt and Evil Week. Like I said, the School for Sociopaths is now in session. Come live like me. Come live unburdened by the expectations of others that only benefit them and don't benefit you. In Evil Week, we break down family guilt, whether you're a daughter or whether you're a mother. The guilt about being a career girl and having it all. Are you a mom? That's wrong. Are you a career woman? That's also wrong. You need to do everything all at the same time. The guilt of missing opportunities, sexual shame, the guilt of wanting something better for yourself, the guilt of luxury, the guilt of people pleasing. All the different sneaky ways it shows up in your life to the point, like I said in the beginning, you think that it's literally just your personality. And it's not. So go ahead and watch the first video for free on YouTube or in the Shallontrage where all 7 videos are. Binge them and download the PDF journal prompts. You can type right on in there or you can print them out and join us in the group chat where we are talking about this and so much more on Telegram. All right, ladies, I will see you later. Screw Lily Allen. I love you so much.